Yeah.
Oh, my microphone gave me a little shock.
Never quite know what to say first off, but yeah.
Well, I've got to shut down my rant about life and talk about radio stuff now.
Yeah, we might dip into life a little. We'll just kind of dip into it around the edges. But, you know, it's the shadow time. Venus is retrograde tomorrow. So, you know, so that's what's going on. And
something is screwy up there in space.
Oh, did you want to talk about space?
No, I don't want to talk about space. You started off with space.
No, I'm talking about astrology. That's different than space.
Isn't the astrologens up in the
The
sky?
astrologens, like the pathogens.
Yeah.
They're called planets.
Well, they're up there, Kristina. I hate to be the one to break it to you.
Yeah, but that's beautiful space, not science-y space. There's difference.
Do you think there's any scientist who's really into astrology?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because it's a really very fascinating system. And so my friend Maga, she's an astrologer. And
Is that her real name?
I don't know. I never asked her.
I'm willing to shake your hand on that it's not.
Try saying Maga.
It's cute. It sounds like a pygmy warrior.
I'll tell her you said that. Well, she says that Mercury...
Celestial pygmy warrior.
Okay.
Okay, Mercury.
Thank you for that.
Say.
Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is communicating with Venus in retrograde during her shadowy journey. Her shadowy journey into the underworld.
Why are you laughing?
Because
you dig this stuff and you're laughing.
No, because it's about the shadow realm.
Is it because you know I'm going to laugh?
Look.
What?
This is about repression.
Okay.
What do you repress?
That's a loaded question.
Because you're on a collision course with your repressed, the stuff that's down in there that's all elusive and suppressed and denied. We're on a collision course for that tomorrow, so set your clocks back. You know what I mean? Metaphorically, because not.
We set our clocks. You know what I caught last night?
What?
Actually, John caught him.
A firefly?
No. So, we all changed our clocks back like a couple days ago. No, we did find a mummified toad in our house recently. That was bad. Ooh. But it got lost in the summer. The dog brought it in because she likes to carry little animals in her mouth, and she never hurts them, but then she drops them in the house. And there was this toad in our kitchen, and then we looked, and it wasn't there, and it had crawled someplace and
they like
become
to go.
mummified.
They like to go in the air ducts.
Yeah. But anyway, that wasn't what I was talking about.
Okay, not toads.
We changed our clocks back.
Yeah.
And cats are demons. The cat climbed up yesterday to the top of this cupboard, and our clock is on the wall at the top, and the cat was actually using its paw to switch the dial on the clock around. So
nice. That's cool.
He was trying to F with our whole life.
That's a smart cat right there.
That's a bad cat. Anyway.
Well, and I was just thinking about how in the old days we used to have to run around the house and change the clocks. And now most of the clocks change themselves. Which,
well, on the computers and stuff they do.
Yeah, that's most of... Well, you're a little backwoodsy.
We're a little backwoodsy.
Like
we only have one computer clock and then the rest...
Yeah, you have real clocks.
The ticking kind.
A lot of people don't have clocks like that anymore.
Yeah, we don't even have digital. We have the kind with the hands.
Yeah, that's very, very old school.
Yeah.
So, but I think I can just tell you that it's not as much fun. The springing forward is not as much fun when you don't have real clocks to turn the little dial.
I didn't really find it that fun, even with the dial, because
You're just grumpy.
I had to get up earlier, and I don't like to get up earlier.
Just in a grumpy...
A little
kind of Venus in retrograde kind of space.
I think I got maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe asleep.
You had a colicky horse?
I did, and that's what's repressed right now is that horse's bowels.
Wow. How was the horse this morning?
She's good.
Because you put a sort of a positive post on
the vet
Facebook.
thought she was going to die. He came and he initially said she's got a 50-50 chance, and then it kind of went downhill, and he's like... So we called her original owner, Bill Chester, to come over, and he said goodbye to her. And we called my brother-in-law, who has an excavator, because I was like, "How are we going to bury a horse in the frozen?"
You got so
tundra?
far down this road.
Yeah, I mean, I was still hoping that she would pull through, but we were just trying to plan because it's a lot of planning to deal with a horse if they die. They're big. It's like an elephant dying in your yard. What do you do with that?
Yep.
And then. We were up all night long, walking her up and down the driveway, and he put his whole entire arm up there, the vet, and did all kinds of stuff and medicated her. And eventually, it was okay. Like, he was talking, she's really old, so he was talking like there could be a tumor pinching her intestines, and there was no fix for that because nothing was going through her. He squirted her full of like a 5-gallon bucket full of oil, and nothing came out. So, that's a little mysterious. But then it did, finally. That's right.
I was sort of in my mind's eye. I was following this.
I've had no sleep, and I smell really bad. Like I wasn't up to my armpit in horse. You know what? My friend Lisa and I tried to take the horse's temperature earlier in the day, and we couldn't find the right spot. It was very...
So, as I was saying, in my mind's eye, I was following the oil on its trajectory. And now I have to think of the thermometer, the horse thermometer. God only knows how big that thing is.
No, it's not that big. It's like a regular thermometer. But like when a horse doesn't want you to put something in its butt, which is all the time because really...
You couldn't find the horse's butt?
Oh, we could find the horse's butt. But the spot where you put the thermometer, like in the...
How do we always end up talking about stuff like this?
She like sucked her butt in so far and so tight that the thermometer couldn't even possibly reach to the hole where you had to get it.
But body warmth is everywhere.
You don't want the thermometer just between the horse's butt cheeks, and she was making her butt cheeks like protrude,
I see.
And the little actual.
Yeah, now I'm getting a much more accurate picture.
Was like 8 inches in there, and we couldn't get the thermometer in there because she was like clenched her butt. So thank goodness for vets who know how to unclench horses' butt cheeks. Cause
you could do a whole podcast on sort of being a quack vet.
I never even realized until yesterday that horses have butt cheeks. I mean, they don't on a good day.
We don't have to talk about this much.
That's fine. I wish cats did have butt cheeks, though.
I just think we could change the subject.
Their tails came down. I just do not like cats' butts.
Yeah, I don't like this topic.
You have 3 cats. You should be pretty well versed with this topic.
Usually I'm dealing with what comes out the front end, not the back end. It woke me up 2 nights running.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I woke up out of a dead sleep. I was having these amazing dreams of, other universes and how wonderful my life was there. And I got rudely brought back.
With no cat butts or cat mouths. And you were rudely
I don't want to talk about this either.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, why don't we introduce this show for people who just turned it off?
Sorry, I'm going to just be very punchy today because I'm kind of not all here.
It's that time of year. Anyway, You're listening to 11th Hour Radio, if you didn't figure it out yet. And I am one of your hosts.
No one else is.
I'm half the host.
You're half You're the non-annoying
I'm the
half.
better half.
Yes, you are.
Oh, golly.
That's Kristina. I'm Emily.
Yep. We're here yet again.
But it's St. Patty's Day, Kristina, you Greek leprechaun, you.
This is the high point of my week. That tells you how far I've sunk. This is the apex.
As I've been covered in projectile horse diarrhea, this is definitely the high point of my week as well.
Okay.
I will let you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Well, speaking of embarrassing situations, have you ever been in a situation where your friend starts talking about some other person and you're supposed to know who that person is, but you don't and you can't admit it, and so you let them keep talking and you're just completely lost?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Because you don't want to indicate, it goes on long enough that you just don't want to indicate that you weren't listening the first time. Like, whenever it was they told you about who that person was, like they were so-and-so, married to so-and-so, friends with so-and-so, and twice removed. But you lost it.
I don't think you have any. I don't think you have to remember that stuff.
That type of retention is difficult for me.
No, me too. Everyone.
Yeah.
That's just plain silly.
Yeah.
People don't tell us stuff about people.
I was in that kind of embarrassing situation last night in my dreams.
It was your dream. Oh my God. Get over it then.
No, I know how much you like to hear my dreams. Okay. I know how much everybody likes to hear everybody else's dreams, and that's why I want to beat a dead horse, so to speak, since we don't have a dead horse.
Not my dead horse.
This is the dead horse this morning. Is
horse poop everywhere.
Yeah, so in my dream last night, my daughter was telling me the story. She's telling me a story about someone named Queenie, and then she was referring to this person by another name, Zachariah. And then she said he was pregnant. And I was getting pretty confused, but I didn't want to let on. And so I finally just said, well, it's better to be honest. It's better to just, no matter how embarrassing it is, to just tell her you have no idea what she's talking about. So I did. And then she rolled her eyes at me like I was so stupid. And she was filled with disdain. And
Wait, you get embarrassed telling your kids stuff? Is this what happens when your kids get older?
My kids, absolutely.
Like, I don't think I could do anything around my kids that I would feel embarrassed about.
But they're
little.
No, it's not. Okay, maybe I said embarrassed. It's more like they make you feel so stupid. And then you kind of feel, you take it on. You feel
How can your kids make you feel stupid? You made their brain. Like, you actually physically created it in your womb, so they can't make you feel stupid.
Wait a minute. Didn't you tell me just a few weeks ago you were starting to get inklings of what it's like to have a teenager? Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah.
It has something to do with this.
I don't think they make you feel stupid. They just make you feel annoyed.
No. Okay, you'll get there.
You can't come to a place where you think your kids are, like, better than you.
They definitely put on that. They have to make themselves better than you because they're trying to push away from you. It's just a natural process.
Yeah, but you can't let them. You can't believe that. You still have to retain some of that
that's easy for you to
propriety
say.
Of, like, I made your smart mouth, so you just be quiet.
I said that actually the other day to my son. I said, he was trying to sort of teach me about how to be non-judgmental. And I stopped him and I said, how do you think you got to be so non-judgmental?
Yeah.
Mr. Bister.
Mr. Bister.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can dish it back to them, but it really does wear you down too, especially if you're kind of a nice person. It kind of, you're not supposed to take it personally.
God.
And you know you're not supposed to take it personally because you've read all the parenting manuals.
Well, who's worse though, boys or girls? You have two girls. They're probably more snarky than boys, right?
Well, they're all different. They all have their own kind of brand. I don't think... Yeah, they all have their different way of doing it. Yeah, because it's natural. It's normal. They have to do it. I'm sure I did it.
How long? How long will this last? Until you're like...
Well, I'm still going through it a little bit. They're in their 20s. But I remember coming home, and what I did to my parents was that I was all excited about spirituality, and I thought that I had discovered... What? Yeah, in my 20s, I had discovered I had these great ideas about reincarnation and all kinds of stuff, and I just...
What, like you invented it?
No, but I just thought if everybody would just understand that this stuff was true, that their life would be miraculously healed, and that everything would be great. So I came home and I was kind of proselytizing a little bit, I realize now. So that was probably obnoxious.
Did your mother say, I created your smart mouth in my womb, so shut up?
No, she wasn't like that. She was nice and she was kind and she would listen. And she was a Unitarian. So, everything's open to everything. I mean, it's all good. And it's not religious. So that was cool. But anyway, just back to that dream, it took place in a subway station. Well, like an elevated train station. I want to be more specific about that. Elevated train station. So after the conversation, I had been dismissed from the conversation. I went skipping down the stairs of the elevated train station, and lo and behold, at the bottom, there was a wood stove, a big, gnarly wood stove that was just chunking away, and throwing off heat. And I looked at it, I felt so happy, and all of a sudden, my life was healed. There's so many. I think this is definitely, we're talking about healing our lives today.
We ran out of wood in the middle of that blizzard.
No, you did not.
Yes, you did. Totally and utterly, completely for the year out of wood.
What do you mean? Yeah. You didn't see that coming?
Yeah.
What's with you?
Well, we did. We knew it was coming, and we thought, that's fine, because
wait a minute,
we always cap off the year by turning the oil furnace back on. There's an oil furnace down there and a wood furnace. And we use the wood furnace as long as we possibly can. And then usually it gets us almost through to the very end, and then you have a couple cold weeks where you just use our oil furnace is really for heating like the hot water. But so we thought, big deal. Little did we know, since we had not been using the oil furnace, that it was out of oil too.
Oh, gee whiz.
So, I mean, not 100% out. We were able to go and get some off-road diesel and put it in, and the oil guy came today. So,
off-road diesel.
You can if you run out of home heating oil, you can put the diesel.
That's what Kendra told me. I never knew that trick.
Oh, yeah.
Because I usually haven't had places where we had oil.
I think it's like the same stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, my middle name is Propane.
You told me your middle name was something else last week, and it was not
well,
Propane.
It changes. I like to change my...
middle name?
I like to change it up. I don't like costumes, but I do like to change my names. So that's kind of a similar thing. It's just different.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
So...
what else?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
There's a logger doing logging on our property right now, and it's super cool.
Does he make a bonfire?
No.
He should.
Why?
It's been cold. Because you can. You have all that slash. You might as well make a fire.
He's all bundled. I've got to walk out in the woods today. I've not gone out to see what he's doing. He's logging for our new barn project that we're doing, and he's supposed to be doing it with horses, but right now the snow is so deep, he's actually doing it with his tractor right now. But the horses are coming in, I think, a few days.
How about that blizzard, man?
It was deep, but
I liked it. I had
it was good.
2 foot.
Sat around and worried about the wood, but then we just got under blankets and watched movies. And ate cheese and chocolate.
I see. I took pictures, few pictures. I kept sticking the camera
I'm not
out
good
the
at winter
window.
Pictures.
I'm not trying to brag because my pictures are all looking really crappy this year, but I keep trying. I don't know. When do you give up? When everything is just looking crappy?
I don't know. I think
I've lost my magic.
Taken so many pictures over the years that sometimes I just don't do it anymore.
Well, I've just been wondering how many different ways can you shoot pictures of your yard?
I don't know. From looking at Facebook, there are a few people's yards that I'm totally sick of because they take pictures like every time it snows or every time it does anything, and it's the same angle, and it's like they're not good pictures. Like there's usually like a patio chair and a bird feeder and like telephone poles. Telephone poles are my pet peeve in pictures. I do not want to see them in pictures.
Yeah, so you shoot around them.
I shoot around telephone poles. I don't know.
Right
I don't care what you get in your picture, but get those stupid telephone poles out. I wish they would bury them all over the entire state of Vermont. Just get them out of your
field too. Like let's take the problem back a little farther. It's not just
if you're gonna have to have electricity. Why aren't the wires under the ground?
Yeah, I mean, we think that the telephone company doesn't have enough money to put it underground? It's there. They should do it.
They would save so much. Like if it's under the ground, every time that it snows or the wind blows, they don't have to come out and go traipsing through the woods to fix the stupid things. That's why they want it out, because they want to go fix it, and then they have the job of fixing it. But it's not very fun.
The aesthetic upliftment that we would feel.
Yeah, this is
Vermont. We would feel. It would make our lives shine like a bright star.
Don't like some fancy
in space.
Towns. No, not in space. Just a star someplace else.
She just wanted to see if I could slip space back in.
Stars.
Yeah.
Fancy towns sometimes get to have their wires buried.
Oh, fancy towns. Fancy pants towns like Norwich.
Yeah, because they don't want to look at the wires.
Right.
If they don't have to look at the wires, why do we have to look at the wires? This is wire-looking discrimination.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that going around.
Mm-hmm.
There's I feel like swearing sometimes, but I have to hold myself back on this show. I mean, I'm not a big profanity person, but occasionally it's fun to just spit them out.
I have a day, maybe once in a while, where all that comes out of my mouth are like swears. Isn't that weird? Because I'm not a big profanity person either, but...
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, don't hurt yourself.
I almost swore. This might be one of those days.
That was a test. See if, even if you hurt yourself, if you could keep from swearing on the radio. So we're done very, very well.
I'm just trying to get my feet up on the table.
We're doing very well, and it's time for a song.
Oh, good.
And the song is called Snow.
Aww.
And I think this is Charlie Shue and Pat Jones. Although I couldn't swear to it, but I'm going to check later. So,
this is not your swearing day. Look at all this hair stuck to me. What is that about? Gross.
I'm not listening to you.
It's fine.
Because I'm trying to cue the iPad. I almost said iPod, but I corrected.
Don't you hate it when you pull a hair off one hand and it just sticks to the other hand, and then you pull it?
I hate it when you want to say iPad and you say iPod. I hate that. God, I hate that. Okay, here we go. Snow.
She left me at the border, going into Canada. Said goodbye and I was standing in a freezing rain. It must have broke her heart to see me cry. And I was broke without a ticket on a northbound train. Well, they got snow and they got icicles, and women that'll take you home, keep you from the cold. Well, I ain't got no money, just a little bit of change, maybe a dollar bill, and I got my name. And all the pain that I gave, baby, can't be undone. Could have sworn that night that our love had died. Only a wasted man could let you run with all the love that was pouring out of your eyes. Girl, I felt like snow, I felt like icicles. Honey, won't you take me home, keep me from the cold. Well, I ain't got no money, just a little bit of change, maybe a dollar bill, and I got my name. All right. I can see it clearly, all the statements, all the facts. I could hurt you, baby, and baby, you could hurt me back. I'm looking at the moon and the stars in my boots, walking down a railway line with a heart that holds you near, and through the cold it makes me smile. Baby, through this snow and all them icicles, honey, won't you take me home, keep me from the cold. Well, I ain't got no money, just a little bit of change, maybe dollar bill, and I got my name. Unole, they got no gears, give means my heart is true, and stars will shine bright when I'm loving you. Yes, the stars will shine bright when I'm loving you. All right. Snow and all them icicles.
Snow and all them icicles.
I see some icicles right there. In that corner, they're still
Yeah.
remaining.
Yeah, yeah.
The train is coming.
I know, I thought it was going to come during the song, and that would be so disappointed. It looks like it turned today.
What turned?
It went into the sky.
Yeah, where'd the train go?
I know, we heard it, and then it didn't follow through. Now, for a train to not follow through is kind of weird.
Did it stop? Did it go
this
through?
Is
and we were
serious.
just like,
No, it could not have.
I think it did, Kristina.
It could not have. I wanted to say that again. That was fun.
I didn't see it. I heard it. But then...
Yeah, how strange.
So
I think it's a strange day. It's
Nancy
Venus.
Drew in the case of the disappearing train.
Venus in retrograde.
I don't think Venus... I think only Mercury goes into retrograde. That's all
No.
you ever hear.
No.
All the planets?
Yeah,
Does
they all
Earth
do
go
it.
into
They all go
retrograde?
backwards.
Do we go into retrograde?
Sure we do.
What about Pluto? I don't think Pluto even counts as a planet anymore. Didn't they demote Pluto to just be nothing?
You know, there's a good reason why we don't talk about space on this show.
Because we know nothing about it? Oh,
Yeah.
that would be a lovely reason.
I know.
I just accidentally put my moist lips on the microphone, and now I'm really upset because there's some sort of I don't want to puke. Everybody on Facebook is puking, and their kids are puking, and somehow we've escaped this stomach bug. And John went in to substitute teach today, and I know he's going to get it. I've turned down all subbing in the last couple of weeks because I just don't want to go into the germ cave.
You know, it's really important to think positively about your life, especially today because it's Friday and it's Personal Growth Friday, and you're in such bad shape.
Did you hear that?
Do we have to listen to your stomach every single week now?
I didn't eat any corn pops
It's
today.
like, I know there's special stuff that we do every Friday, but listening to your stomach does not need to be added to the list.
Someday you're going to feel nostalgic. You'll be in your nursing home saying, I wish I could listen to Emily's stomach today.
You're probably right.
But I can't even hear. So.
You got a good point there.
No, I don't.
No, you do. Yeah, point well taken. Touche. I've laid down before you. I am slain.
Okay. Tell me what you were going to tell me before I interrupted.
Well, I just thought it would be important to talk about our lives and our dreams, and if we are still alive, or if our dreams are still alive, or any combination of the two.
What?
You're much more sharp when you've had sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll backtrack a little bit. We'll turn the clocks back.
Are we alive? Are we... You mean is this all a dream?
No, I think that some of us have karmic lives. There's two kinds of people. You know, I always say this because there always are two kinds of people. There's the people that have karmic lives, and then there's the people that...
you've been spending a little too much time with your astrologer lately.
I did not mention anything about astrology.
Life.
I'm talking about karma.
That's like in the same... That's like in the same...
What do you have against karma?
Nothing. I'm just saying karma's in the same bin as astrology.
It is not.
It's close.
No,
it's in the next bin over.
Well, possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the rice next to the noodles.
No. This is like the long grain rice next to the short grain rice.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's like.
No.
All right. Okay. Get on with your bad self.
I thought you had a kind of an alternative upbringing, but I did.
But you always rebel a little bit against your alternative upbringing. I had a friend whose mom, single mom, major hippie mom, very, very liberal, and then all her daughter ever wanted was to marry a businessman and live in the suburbs. Mm-hmm. And that kind of happened.
That's because we all seek balance.
I guess.
And
I'm not that way. I just like to make fun of you because it's
Personal Growth Friday, and you are.
I'm a bad person.
No, because I invite it, and I do because you're attacking me is my favorite kind of attack. It's much better than all the other types that are out there.
That's probably true.
Yeah, so bring it on. That's what I said on my Facebook post. I said, bring it on. So I meant it. So anyway, the two types of people, there's the people that some of us have karmic lives. And I would say I'm on the karmic life side because that means that a lot of stuff happens that we don't expect and it kind of derails us continually. But the good side is that we get to reinvent ourselves over and over.
Oh, well,
okay.
That.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Are
maybe
you?
Me too. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess if I believe in that, I guess.
Yeah, because the other side would be having a having a charmed life, which
I do not have that.
Yeah, that's more when you have a pretty good life. It's pretty solid. You have pretty good luck, and it gives you the opportunity to be really
luck of the Irish.
No, that's
it's
not.
It's St. Patrick's Day. I had to get that in.
I know, but it's not an ethnic thing. This can happen in all nationalities. It strikes everywhere that some people have these charmed lives and they experience a deep rootedness with family, you know?
Well, karma technically is an Indian word, isn't it?
Oh, maybe.
So perhaps it's more prevalent in India.
You're totally not getting my point, but that's okay. I'm going to let you diverge and go wherever you want today because
hey, is a water buffalo a cow or is it a buffalo? I mean, buffaloes are cows anyway, right? People raise water buffaloes.
You know what happens in my brain when you ask me questions like that I really have no way of answering? Things get sort of paralyzed or stuck in there. Like there's oatmeal, oatmeal that's getting congealing, that's cold. It's been cooked, but it's cold.
Okay, here, I'll make it easier. Are the water buffaloes the ones with the big saggy necks that hang, like that big neck pouch, like a pelican? You know that there's cows that look like pelicans? At least their neck part?
Okay, if you're going to talk about this, I'm going to talk about new uses for forks.
Fine.
And this is way more interesting because
I would say not, but let's...
Well, this is useful. I don't care.
The Little Mermaid thought the fork was a comb. She combed her beautiful red hair with it. So that's a new use for a comb.
That's good. That's good. And of course, you can
stab your pie crust with it, but I guess that's kind of a fork purpose in the first place. So, all right, what are your new uses?
Okay, have you ever had trouble hanging a picture on the wall?
I saw this on Pinterest.
Oh, God. I guess all this kind of stuff.
You use the fork to kind of steer your wire down to the hook.
Exactly. It's when you have a picture frame that has a wire across the back and you can't get it on the nail because you can't see the nail once you put the picture in front of it.
Right.
So you put the fork, the tines go down over the nail, and then you can put the wire behind the handle of the fork and slide it down. And then, of course,
pull your fork out.
Yeah. No.
You can also use them. Sometimes, we use butter knives more for this, but you can use forks if you want to. We use them to mark our rows in the garden. Old butter knives that we get at the thrift store.
You know what you can do with a paperclip? If you are
unbend it and have a pokey
well, that's the
wire.
first step. You unbend it and then you hammer one of the ends so it becomes like a tiny screwdriver, and you can use it to tighten your glasses when the what do you call those?
The tiny
earpieces get loose.
Those are little screws.
Yeah. Well, I think it's. It probably doesn't matter what type of paperclip.
Well, they're the big paper clips. They are fatter.
Yeah, I think that's easier to hold. So go for the big.
But they might be too fat to fit into the little tiny screw.
Well, I'm going to try. I can't wait to get home to try that.
Okay. Oh my God, we're like living and breathing Pinterest people today.
Do you have anything to look forward to in your life?
In my life? The Girl Scout cookies just came. It's Bub Day.
You know, it's nice that you have a kind of a short-term
memory.
Well, just that you I asked you that question and you just kind of went 12 hours ahead. You didn't look to the future.
12 hours? I went 2 hours ahead. As soon as I get home, those Girl Scout cookies are in my belly.
That's a good strategy for denial.
Good. Yeah, I know. I've been using it a long time.
Yeah. No, I like it. I'll try some too.
See? That?
Do you understand that goes out and people driving in their cars through South Royalton are listening to your stomach
It's just
grumbling?
weird, okay? Because I'm like this little person. You know, I look like I could do no harm. But the tummy, it's a
power center.
It's allowed. I don't know any truck driving fella who has a tummy louder than mine.
So it makes you feel like a big man.
It makes me feel powerful. No, it makes me feel a little hungry, actually, because I skipped breakfast and I just actually ate some Girl Scout cookies and came here.
There's two kinds of people, there's the people that can be sort of entertained by themselves. Like, you put Emily in a room by herself, and she's going to be like, have all these fascinating things to
not really
do
I
and
do
think
like
about.
To peel my toenails off sometimes when they get really long.
Yeah.
There's something very satisfying about peeling your not your whole toenail, just the extra bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to clip them too.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the mood.
Okay.
All right, go back to...
All right, I'm sorry.
Are you done with forks?
No, I'm done with forks for sure. I'm done with forks, but I'm not done with personal growth because I don't feel like we've really dealt with... We've been skimming over this and we've been really avoiding getting into the personal growth side of this show. And what is that all about? Did we just stop growing? Did we stop wanting to grow?
We're stagnant. We're buried under snow and unable to bloom.
So it's a seasonal thing.
Probably.
It's like we're looking really pasty white now. If everybody who's light skinned is just looking,
I like winter, but I just really want the sun and the summer.
And then you'll start growing again.
Yeah. I definitely grow when it's warm.
What makes life interesting?
Ugh, not my stomach. This is very loud. I'm sorry. I really kept myself from putting the microphone down there this time because that one was really loud.
But now it's all you can think about. You just want to get that microphone back down there.
No, I'm done with that now. Okay. What makes me feel...
Exaggeration.
What makes me feel like I've grown?
No.
I forgot your question already. Please repeat your question.
What makes life interesting?
Oh. I don't know if I have time to think to know when things are interesting or not. I don't know, Kristina. They say interesting is not a good word. Like if somebody says something to you and somebody replies, oh, well, that was interesting. That's like the lowest compliment they can give you. Interesting is like the baseline.
It's sort of like saying that was notable, but I'm not that interested in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth noting.
If you write a piece and your editor says, that was interesting, already doesn't want it.
So life is worth noting.
Yeah. What's interesting? Everything is interesting and nothing is interesting at the same time. I don't know. This is a difficult question.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stump you. I wasn't trying to come up with something that would stump you. Let's move right on to what kind of dreams did you have? And I don't mean dreams when you slept, but dreams about your future, what your life would hold when you were maybe in your teens or your 20s. What was on your mind?
I was supposed to be an artist and have a book completely and properly done by now. And a lot of my dreams are true now. Like the way that my life, other than the not having any money part, and I never really dreamed for money. I just dreamed for not being terrified of
bills,
like overwhelming, need to give your money to people who take it away. Mm-hmm. So all that stuff is super good. Like I love where I live and the people I share my life with. That is all perfect. But I'm disappointed in myself because I haven't pushed my own personal goals to where I thought that I would have done them. When you're a teenager or in your 20s, you're living inside your own head. You think you're kind of special and you think that you're going to do special things. And then when you get to be 40 or more and you didn't do any of the special things yet, you start to kind of panic because you're smack in the middle. And it just seems less likely that the second half of your life is when you're going to do all the important things. Like you look around the world at the people who are doing what you consider to be like the awesome things, and they're never as old as I am.
Wow, what does that say about me?
No, not you. You've been doing the awesome things since you were young, so...
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to be famous at a certain point.
You're
no,
famous.
I'm not.
You're famous to me.
No,
you're famous to lots of people.
I have the kind of fame that's good. I
was a little scared of you when we first met or not scared, but I was in awe. I was like, why does this lady want to be friends with me? She's so cool and famous, and I'm like this dopey ding dong person.
I think that's kind of what you feel when you meet somebody that's 20 years older than you.
No,
regardless.
I don't care that you're 20 years older than me. You seemed, and you didn't do it, but you seemed like you were sort of this more like exalted person in my head. Like you were not a regular Joe. You were special, and it's scary to try to be friends with someone who's special because they might like not want to be friends with a non-special person.
It's interesting. It's interesting how we get reputations.
You're always saying that you're not special, but you are. So
well, I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a doer. My grandmother would call it. I'm a goer. I just keep doing stuff, and I do stuff that I want to do with a sort of dogged persistence.
That is true.
That's really what I might be famous for.
You do have much better stick to than I do, which might say something for why you are more successful in what you try to do than I am. I get exhausted by failure.
Again, I think there's the age difference. I think if you took me back 20 years ago, I would have all the same frustrations. I mean, I was playing in bands and doing some fun stuff, and I had a nonprofit. Let's see, 20 years ago. When would that be?
No, I feel really bad. You had a nonprofit and you're playing in bands and you were like, cool. I am not cool. I just like struggle to make the day happen. Every day.
Yeah, but I was an emotional basket case just like you.
Well, no. Well, no one really knew it, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe. I'm maybe better at hiding stuff.
And if you were like the artistic emotional basket case. And that's always acceptable out in the world.
No, I think I hid it really, really well. I think my craziness is a kind of internal thing that, it fits on a good day, it fuels my creativity. On a bad day, it sort of paralyzes me.
Yeah, I have
that. So you might be familiar with that phenomenon.
Yes.
Creative people often have that admixture.
Yes.
Okay, we got to check the time because.
Oh yeah.
It's time.
Is
time for another.
It's 11:42.
Yeah, no, this one I can't. This selection that I have. First of all, I'm going to, just like you taught me, I'm going to back it up to the beginning. All right. And I think this is Rick Sabalos.
Sabalos.
Yeah, he's a great.
I like that name.
Yeah,
that name sounds Greek. Is it?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Actually, I don't know what sounds Greek. I was just saying that.
Yeah. You just mean it sounds foreign.
I didn't mean it sounded foreign. I meant it sounded
You're
like
so waspy.
In that direction, foreign.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not waspy.
No, it's okay. We all look alike, us Mediterranean types.
No, you don't.
It's okay. What if I was from, Armenia? Would you know?
No.
No, it's okay. I didn't expect you to. If I was from Turkey, would you know? Actually, my grandfather was a Greek living, he grew up in Turkey. So maybe I'm Turkish.
You're Turkish delight.
All right. So anyway, this is some music from Rick over in Bristol.
Oh, he's from Bristol.
What? Stop
Not
it.
Greece.
I'm going to just start the song. Wow, that was nice. That's a pick me up. Pick me up.
Pick me up.
So I had such a busy week. I think I recorded, I took a little tally. I think I recorded 5 guitar parts, 2 bass parts, a uke part, and a mandolin part this week.
Whoa.
For my clients.
You have to make me sing at some point, because you know what? Once I do it, I'll be fine.
Okay.
But like I keep wanting to, and I'm not terrible. I actually can sing. I know that I can a little bit, but I'm too afraid to like sing and then have you like cemented in stone and there it is. Like that's scary, but I want to do it because I think we could have some serious fun, especially on the times when you're feeling like your voice is not where you want it and you want something to add to something.
Oh, that'd be great.
And I can help, but I'm also a little, I'm scared. I'm not quite brave enough to.
Are you good at ooze?
I'm so good at
because I need some ooze for a song.
Ooze.
I was going to ask Nikki,
and...
but I could ask you for ooze.
You can ask Nikki
I'm not good at ooze anymore. I can't hold a note.
It's just once you and I have never sung together ever.
No, because I can't really sing anymore.
Right, but we've never worked in a musical way ever together. We do our film stuff, and I think once we just go over that little hump where I am not self-conscious because you're an actual songwriter and singer and musician, and once I go over that hump where you don't start hysterically laughing and be like, "Shut up, go away from my studio," then we'll be fine.
What I can do is you can come to the studio and I will play you some samples of stuff that I've recorded in the last month. No, but they're with people who are not professional musicians. One guy is a cookie baker by profession.
Like he sells cookies to people?
He manufactures cookies and distributes them in Vermont. That's one guy. And then another guy works with handicapped kids. And so these people come in, but they've been writing songs and they write amazing stuff. And we figure out a way to make it work. We just do. You can do that.
That's awesome.
And that's what I love about the studio. So you can take your time.
Well, I love to sing, and that was always sort of one of my dreams, but it's always the one that you tamp down because you don't want to pretend your dream is something that you're really sucky at.
Oh, this will be fun though, because we can definitely break that open and have some fun. Cool. Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I did have another pet peeve I wanted to discuss with you.
Okay.
My pet peeve of the week is people who can't do a ski run without a GoPro strapped to their head.
I don't even have one.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, I kind of would like one, but I wouldn't strap it to my head all the time.
Well, there's some people that you just go on Facebook and there they are. They're going down. They're having the most beautiful, flawless ski run that, anybody in God's creation has ever had. And they do it day after day after day. And I'm so sick of it.
Well, this is along the theme of the fact, how I can't stand a day going by without documenting it somehow? Isn't that kind of along those same lines? I feel like if I do not collect a tangible memory for every day, that it doesn't happen, doesn't exist. And this started with me long before Facebook and social media. I never went anywhere without a camera. I was the one not ever living in the moment, but always taking the picture at the zoo or at any outing. Like, I just want to capture it because to me, it tastes better if you can savor it 100 times instead of just once.
Well, the other thing that you used to do that I loved was you did those short 1 to 3 minute videos. It was a diary for you, right?
Yes. I almost never do those.
I love those. I hope you get back to doing that.
I know.
You could put those on 11th Hour Radio's Facebook page. You could have
I could.
Every time you do one, you could put one up because you're so good at it. If I would do that, if I could actually think of something to say.
I can't lately. Well, that was a while ago, and I was less busy. So I think I don't do that lately. Also, I think the microphone in my camera makes a fuzzy sound when I try to film. So
yeah, well,
not in my camera, in my computer, the microphone, built-in one.
That's funny because mine's broken too.
It's contagious.
Plus, I've taped up the camera. I don't want
Good thing
Kelly.
you don't have a microwave.
I don't want Kellyanne Conway crawling out of my computer. It's like that's what I'm scared of now. I'm scared of her coming out of there.
Neither of us have a microwave, so we are set. We
don't have microwaves.
No,
and we have broken apparatus on our computers. So
I do have one of those smart TVs, but it's not like, we do have a smart TV, but it's not like it's in a little case and the door shuts most of the day.
Okay,
all the time because it's not a TV. We don't have TV reception. It's just there to be hooked to a DVD player.
I see.
But it does go online. You can make it go online.
I've never had a big screen in my house.
This isn't that big. It fits into like an old wood box cubby, and then we just shut it and pretend that we don't have it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I shouldn't put a value judgment on it, whatever, people like them, but it's every time I drive into Chelsea at night from the south, there's just one house.
Big TV.
And I just always think, wow, people actually sit there and they look at those big things at night for hours. And I think the bigness of them is what's wrong with it. Because if I'm
maybe they're lonely. Maybe they want life-size people in the room with them.
That's so lonely. That makes me so lonely to think of people staring at blue screens for hours every night. It makes me feel sad.
I got really sad once about seeing somebody through a window watching a TV because there's an old farm on 110, and one day I drove by, and are we almost out of time?
5 minutes.
Okay. I had heard that this old farmer had to sell his cows. He was old. There's no money really in farming anymore. He sold his cows, and I had watched this older gentleman out there with his cows, bringing them in or something. You go by 100 million times in a year, and I saw him lots of times with his cows. I heard he sold his cows. One day I saw like a big snazzy out of state truck with a trailer, and the old guy was standing there, and it was loading all of his tractors, his old kind of antique tractors, onto this big trailer and driving them away. I knew he was just kind of selling off all of his equipment. And every time I saw that man, he was always outside doing something, chopping wood, doing something in the barn, feeding his cats, whatever. And then after that, after the tractors got taken away, then all it was just a big blue light in the window when you drove by, and it was just like he was just sitting there with a TV. All these like things he'd done his whole life were just over, and then it was just the big blue screen.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that doesn't happen to us. That's why I think I'm gonna get a wood boiler, so I can keep handling wood until I die. I just want to fall over with a piece of chunk in my hand there. Just nice chunk of maple, just fall over with it into the ditch. That's it. Done.
We should all be so lucky.
We should all be so lucky. And things are looking up. Things are looking up. They are so looking up. Because people are icebergs. People are icebergs. So much of people is hidden. And that's the exciting thing. If you ever just get fed up with people, just remember we're seeing such a small part of what a person is. Just like with the brain. We don't
really know why that part of them is on display.
The part that is on display.
Right, we don't know why. Sometimes it makes you really angry, but
yeah, the good part's hidden, but everybody has the big good parts.
Yeah. We hope.
Well, I wasn't talking about anybody in particular. I wasn't. If you want to ask me about somebody specific, I might have a different kind of opinion about it, because I do have strong feelings about certain people. And whether or not they might be reptiles, for example, and not truly human.
Right. That's
a whole nother conversation that we probably shouldn't get into today.
No. It's very tricky to be a reptile in Vermont, though. It's a cold land for reptiles.
Well, but they're cold-blooded.
But I think cold-blooded things have to be someplace warm.
Right? What about salamanders?
Oh, yeah, and snakes. I guess I'm thinking of the scaly ones, like in the desert. The ones that run really fast. You know what? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Why don't you close this show down so I can go take a nap?
Okay.
Which I'm not actually going to take. I got to run some errands, and then I have a meeting, and then I got to go and stick something up probably a horse's butt, and then the day will be over.
It's nice to
then I'll go to sleep.
Come full circle with the conversation for sure. Yeah, I love that. Feels good. Feels like coming home. So, yeah. Okay, well, you have been listening to 11th Hour Radio, streaming live and on the airwaves at Royalton Community Radio.
Happy birthday, Royalton Community Radio. It's 4 years, and we missed the party because you had to be somewhere, and I had a sick creature. But I heard the party was fabulous.
Yeah, they took pictures and everything.
Of course.
They took so many pictures that we couldn't be there. I had to go to Mount Snow. I couldn't help it. My son was introducing me to my future in-laws. Or
for real?
Whatever you call them.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was fun. But anyway. Okay. Well,
Slacker DJs.
Slacker
rain
DJs.
on.
Yep. We're going to go out on a track of music by Brian Clark of Callus. And it's called Cairns. See you next week.
Bye, guys.